to teach you better together. We're going to go part by part. I'm going to make it quick and easy. Here we go. The intro. Let me go ahead and demonstrate first. So, it's essentially just some double stops and some slides, all in the D and the G. Pick whatever fingers you want. I'm using my second finger for the D string stuff and my third finger for the G string stuff. And I'm going to slow it down and show you the trick. The real trick is he's kind of like threading a needle with the D string and then pinging and highlighting the G string. Really kind of tracing actual chords here. I'm not going to go into the nerdy stuff, although this song is wow. So 10th fret to the 12th fret on the D string. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, as you can tell, I've already got this guy behind. You're like, well, why? Would you waste your time? Because he's going to catch over here. Keep these two the whole way, okay? Let's, in fact, review the markers, the frets. 10, 12, 10, 7, 5, 7, 10, 12, back to 10, back home. So I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate a little bit slow and then break it down. So I started on the 10th fret D, slide to G, slide to the 12th fret, then pluck the G, and then come back to the D string and slide back. And then pluck the G. You seeing it? So every time I hit that D, I'm sliding somewhere, and the G is just kind of a neat little addition, okay? Rounds out the chord. Here we go. Now we're down to the 7th fret. So 10, 12, 10, 7. Same stuff, pluck in that G. Now the overall rhythm is a little faster here on these first three. Get down to the rest, or the next four I should say, he slows it down. Listen to the record for this, but it's going to be a little bit like this. Did you catch that? I kind of hang out on the 5th fret. So, and I bring it back up to the 7th. Still slow mode. Back up to 10. Back up to 12. So I'm just kind of same circuit. It's almost a lap. Right? And then that's when you begin your verse. Let's go and crack open the verse. So the verse is, I'll play it one time, full speed, and I'll start to break things down. Okay, so that's a lot, I know. If you're not good at bar chords, this is not your song. Go back, get really comfortable with bar chords. You want to start with an F. It's an F major chord all the way on the 8th fret of the A string, 10th fret on the D, G, and B, and then you want to go ahead and either mute that high E string. If you want to play it, you can. I'm not hearing a ton of that, but it's mainly those middle four for this, okay? So, and you want to give it a little rhythmic chuck. That's the rhythm. Now I'm letting my hand off, and it does sound kind of annoying, right? But I'm doing that to highlight the fundamentals. This is the way I want you to practice it. It doesn't sound great, and that's not the point. The point is just this drill. Trust me, this is very difficult for most students. So I want you to go down, up. That's easy. Give your left hand a break, because these bar chords are going to tear it up anyway, right? So we're going to go. And then I want you to give it a little pop, a little slap, a little percussion, if you will. Down, up, pop. Down, up, pop. And how I'm pulling that off is I'm striking the lower three strings here, the E, A, and maybe even a little bit of the D. Those are my thicker boys. Those are the guys that are going to give me more kind of that nice, meaty, heavy sounding snare, if you will, kind of mimicking a snare. And then I mute at the same time. So if I just mute, it's just that. If I just pick, it's just that, right? But if I do both at the same time, there we go. And there's an art to it. Get good with that first, and then So it's down, up, down, up, down, up, hop, down, hop, down, up. So it's 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4. The backbeat, 2 and 4, boom, that's what he's doing. It's a really brilliant way to create a drum effect without a drummer. So, anyways, different lesson for a different day. Maybe I'll do something on that. Now that I got that down, let's go ahead and get the other half of this whole thing here. By the way, that rhythm will take care of the entire song rhythmically pretty much. So here's your verse and interlude. It also kind of comes in with a little nice piano and kind of in between stuff. It's F. And then we're going to take that and give it a little, we're going to augment that. I'm not going to go into what that is, but it's just a simple slide down to the 7th fret. Okay, 7th fret A, still in the 10th fret. Now I'll mainly play these D and G strings, right? And then I'd go down to the D minor from there. By the way, it's an E augmented, in case you nerds are asking. Okay. Alright, so that right there is a D minor. That's going to be the 5th fret A, 7th fret D, 7th fret G, and then we're going to play the 6th fret of the B. So, cool, right? Now we're going down to the C. 3rd fret A, 5th fret D, G, and B. And if you're a newbie, you're probably noticing there's some air in between these chords. Whoa! You catching it? It's there. That's cool. That's called guitar playing. That's necessary. It's in there. If you slow it down, get used to that sound. When you speed it up, no one will notice, including yourself. Anyways, that's all the line on the A string. Once we get to that C, we change. We shift gears. We're now basing our bass note on the E string. We're going to the B flat. Okay? That's the 6th fret of the E, 8th fret of the A and D string. Right here, we're on the 7th fret of the G, and that's primarily where I'm focusing on. If you want to add the 6th fret of the B and high E, that's your choice. So B flat. Now we got another fun little kind of augmented thing happening here, that A augmented, if you will. I'm really mainly hitting those 3. It already sounds, right? You're already like, what is this? This is real? Trust me. Hit the lower strings. Play those 3. So, got it? And then G minor. That's the 3rd fret E, 5th fret of the D and, 5th fret A and D, 3rd fret for the rest. Go back up to the C, right up to the 8th fret here. That's the 8th fret E, 10th fret of the A and D. We're going to play the 9th fret of the G, and then the 8th fret of the B and the high E, which is a perfect 5th, back to the 1 of the F. Not going there, sorry I keep nerding out on you. So here it is all together. So F, E augmented, D minor, C, B flat major, A augmented, a G minor, and all the way up to a C. And you could play this C here, go up to that F. Either one's cool, doesn't matter. That is the meat of the song, the majority of it. Get that down, the rest is easy street, I promise you. Let's go and shift gears into the chorus, okay? So the chorus is actually probably it is the easiest part of the song, especially if you can do that. So it's basically going to be a B flat, right to the C. That's it. So that's it. So it's going to be a B flat. We're going to go 2 of those. 2, 3, 4, and then to the C. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3. Back to the C. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to the C. 2, 3, 4. B flat. 2, 3, 4, and C. 2, 3, 4. And then once you're there and comfortable with it, you can also sneak in that little chromaticism that you're hearing. It's a trickier one on the rhythm side than you would think. So here's what I'm talking about. Did you catch it? So what I'm doing there is I'm going, I'll slow it down. Did you catch it? So it's an up strum, and then I kind of just skip over here. I'm hanging out. So. Okay, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. That's on an and here, and 1. Okay, so get used to that, start to practice that, really slow it down, listen to the track, but that's how you want to get that little chromaticism in there. Okay, so we've knocked out most of the track. Now we're going to get to the last couple parts. Are you excited? Are you with me? Okay, so we have the bridge now. So the bridge is... familiar. Right? So that is basically, it's pretty simple. That G minor, 2, that's one full measure, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and slide all the way to the C. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and now it's going to go, that right there, G minor to C, will go for a total of 4 laps, okay? G minor C, G minor C, G minor C, G minor C. Then you're going to move that same exact kind of rhythmic style and count and everything. Pretty much doing the chorus again, but it's not the chorus, okay? So that's B flat to the C. Right? And so that's, again, the exact same thing like the chorus. We're going to go for a total of 4 laps from B flat to C, B flat C, B flat C, B flat C, right? And then that last C, you're actually going to hang on for a little bit. It's a whole note. And so you want to hang on that, and then you want to give the intro again. And then we have a fun little outro. He kind of takes that same style and he brings it up to the B and high E. Kind of cool, right? This is essentially kind of, you know, playing around with the B and high E string in the same exact style. We're going 10th fret, 13th fret, 10th fret, 8th fret, 10th fret, 13th, 15th, 13th, back to 10, slide down to 8, back to 10. Okay? So, in this case, same style, just B to high E. I'm leading and threading all of these little kind of double stops with my B string. 10th fret, slide up to the 13th fret. And pluck that high E string, 13th fret, right? Same kind of stuff we were doing before, right? So if you can do that, that rhythm is the same, you're just playing different kind of places. Going down to the 8. And now he's playing faster on those first few. When he gets back to the 10, he's going to start to do that slow down pace. It's the same exact rhythm on everything pretty much. Okay, so I'm going to slow it down for you. 10, slide to 13, back to 10, down to 8, back to 10. This is where we start to slow. Everything is now kind of slowed down. Back up to 13, up to the 15, back to the 13, back to the 10, and then we're just going to do a fun little, just for fun, a little 10, slide to 8, and I'll only pick that once, right, and just let the fingers do the work. If you're struggling with those slides, by the way, that's very normal. This is pretty brutal on your fingers, especially with an acoustic guitar. Some little bonus tips that I can give you, that I promise in the title, is if you have a guitar with high action, that is strings that are very high off the fretboard, it's going to make this song 1,000 times harder. Take it into a luthier, somebody who repairs guitars, and tell them this is what you're trying to play. Bring that action to an ideal place. Okay, if you don't know what that even means, doesn't matter, you don't even need to know. Basically, go to somebody who's a professional, have them lower it. Another common symptom that I see a lot of my students have in terms of creating problems for songs with bar chords, especially difficult ones like this, is they're really old, beat up, nasty strings. Change your strings. It'll actually be easier to play. It'll be more fun to play. It'll sparkle and be very crisp. And your ear is going to pick it up, even if you're a complete beginner. It'll be subtle, but you're like, this sounds great, because it's kind of a brand new guitar at that point, because it's brand new strings. So those are my big 2 tips. If those 2 don't help and you're still struggling with this, you can go with a thinner gauge string. In that case, that'll just be a little bit easier on the fingers. And that's all the tips I got for you. Other than that, you have to play through it. You have to really want it to get those bar chords down. So thank you so much for sticking around to the end. I hope you guys had a great time learning this. I do have the chords and everything in the tab in my Patreon as well, so become a member there, and you guys will have plenty of access to all the deep little secrets, and it'll be just way easier to learn. So thanks again.